Do you want to kill the...
Do you want to kill the worship leader? Jeez.
Kill the worship leader.
Got really violent around the training.
Yeah, geez. So thank you for coming. Thank you for dedicating your time to church, as you guys all do on such a regular basis, and specifically to this training. We do have lunch later, so you're welcome. Anyways, we're just really excited about this. We're excited to get started with, obviously you guys know we have already been running our new live stream system for a month now? Month and a half?
Sounds about right.
A little bit here. But we wanted to get our volunteers in on this because we want to continue to raise the bar with the standard that we're meeting. And we want to basically share the vision of making the gospel accessible to everyone, because I know that sometimes it feels like when we're sitting in our pews or we're doing whatever here, it's like, oh, nobody's watching online, nobody cares. And it's like, no, that's not true. We've got a lot of people, we've got hundreds of people that are watching this stream every week, and we've apparently got thousands of people listening to our podcasts. So we've got a lot's at stake, in a sense that we want to make this the best possible, and we can't do that without you guys. Because this is not a one-man show. This is not, the one-man show is Jesus. He's the one-man show. But he's enabled us as his hands and feet to come and be a part of our local body. And I believe that's one of our highest callings as Christians, to serve our local body. So I appreciate you guys very much, and I'm glad you could come. And I'll turn it over to Ben.
Awesome, guys. Well, welcome this morning. My name is Ben Beaver, and I've actually been involved in both worship ministry. I was a pastor up in Bath area for a while, and tech ministry, which always kind of went hand in hand. I don't know if you guys have any crossovers where you're like, sometimes I play music and sometimes I do tech. Like they're two worlds that dance together, and if one's not dancing well, the other one's not dancing well. So really, before jumping into everything, what I want to do is, you guys probably saw this video already, but this is us talking to Dave, Pastor Dave. Sorry, at some point I'm going to call him Pastor Jeff, because his brother I've known forever. And literally, I almost called him Pastor Jeff too, and I was like, oh shoot.
You did in the video at one point, and him and I just looked at each other. I don't think you did in the recorded part, but you were like Jeff, and we just looked at each other.
Yeah, it's a funny thing, because you can know one bogue for 15 years. So just give a listen, because this gives a lot of the vision of why we're doing today, and then why we're going to do it.
And we have to master, we have to be great at capturing our services together and then amplifying them by either live or recorded. And we're reaching hundreds and hundreds of people this way.
You guys should come to that.
Yeah.
Looks like a good event.
It's gonna be great. Free lunch.
Make and capture and magnify the message. And the message is not just the sermon, it isn't just the music, it's that our church is alive and well.
We have to be trained, and we have to be willing to put in, it's gonna put in this much legwork at the beginning to be able to use this technology very simply.
I've been very impressed with some of her experience and her ability that she brings, and then of course David's the big plus with that too. Her husband, it made perfect sense that they were equipped with what we need right now.
Guys, my name is Benjamin
Ooh,
Beaver.
that's a good looking guy, dang.
Worship ministry,
Ouch, man.
for 15 to 20 years. Now, I don't want to say that because that makes me feel old.
It's a much younger Ben.
It's going to be a longer trip. But believe me, we'll keep it entertaining. We'll keep snacks around. It's going to be good. Man, if you're like, I don't know if I should come, you should come. That's the reality.
I want to continue to stress that the elder board and myself have recognized that this is how we need to do church, and we need the whole body of Christ and our local body here to help us do it.
Why do you want the
So this will be later on today.
harmonize with the platform people, and you're not going to do full songs. You're not going to do. We're trying to do a mock-up thing so that the tech people can learn how to move those cameras, how to mix the mics, and there'll be lots of interruptions. You'll be and we'll say stop, stop, stop. We want you there.
Currently, with only a couple of people understanding the equipment, that's kind of where we're at.
Give the tech people an ability to harmonize with the platform people so we have this experience without the whole world watching.
Man, if you're like, I don't know if I should come, you should come.
And we need the whole body of Christ and our local body here to help us do it. And there's not a single unimportant person in the process.
Awesome. Feel good music in the background makes everything good. All right, so we're going to be talking in here. This is discussion, guys. I don't really like being you just listen. There'll be parts of that. We'll laugh, we'll joke. It'll keep it going. All right, sound good? Can we be sarcastic at some points?
No.
I'll take that as a yes. What's up, everybody over there that is watching via the recording? Welcome. Okay, so real quick, I need somebody to look up a Bible verse. Anybody got a Bible app? Colossians 4.
You can get it first.
Oh gosh, you're bringing back Christian school days, man.
Real Bible edition.
Oh, you should definitely, what I always loved growing up in church, it was always like, well, your Bible should be worn out or your life's going to be. I'm like, wow, that's really judgmental. All right, Colossians 3. Colossians 4. Colossians 4. Good. You're going to find that I'm going to interrupt myself probably more than anybody else. It's just the way my brain works. Colossians 4, 2 through 6. Who's got it? Read it out loud, my friend.
Continue steadfastly in prayer, being watchful in it with thanksgiving. At the same time, pray also for us, that God may open to us a door for the word, to declare the mystery of Christ, on account of which I am in prison, that I may take it clear, which is how I ought to speak. Walk in wisdom towards outsiders, making the best use of time. Let your speech always be gracious, seasoned with salt, so that you may know how you ought to teach each person.
Thanks, brother. My Barberton man, thank you so much for reading the Barberton Bible. So this is Apostle Paul writing a letter. Now, something that we don't think about a lot of times because we have stained glass at times. Apostle Paul was a real person, and he had to write letters to churches. And at the time, he was having to use technology to connect with people. Why? Because he was in prison. His prayer here is so good. He's like, open to us a door for the word to declare the mystery of Christ. Some translations say the gospel, on account of which I am in prison. So dude's sitting in prison, writing this stuff, that I may make it clear, which is how I ought to speak, walking in wisdom towards outsiders, making the best use of the time. And this prayer is the same thing that why we're doing today. We want the gospel to be clear and accessible. You guys ever drive by churches with signs that always make you laugh? Have you ever seen those on Facebook? There's some really bad ones. It's hot outside. Hell is hotter. I hate those kind of signs. But in all reality, because of Facebook, YouTube, and everybody's smartphones, literally people can jump inside this room without ever having to come near this place. So in all reality, we want to make the most out of the time, even if it's just passing by. As someone who's gone through a lot of different things in my life, you don't know where people are at. Think about the world right now. Is it generally positive or generally negative? You in the back.
It's mostly peaceful.
Talk about the harmony specifically politically, yes. Generally, emotionally, really, we're just whole people, never exhausted, never fighting. Never. I love the sarcasm because
We breathe sarcasm.
I know I feel it. The reality is, guys, you don't know if somebody is literally on their last moment. it sounds crazy, but like, I remember times, and we can get into my story probably throughout this stuff, where I hit a real big low, and I never actually understood Christian radio for the longest time, and then I understood Christian radio. I was like, I need something positive. And that kept me going. And so that's what you're doing. You're not just learning how to click the right buttons at the right time. That's boring. You're making the gospel clear and accessible for people. And you're showing, I love what Pastor Dave said, is that you are proclaiming the gospel to people and showing the message that the church is alive. And even though we're joking about it, the world needs that right now really bad. They need to know that there's a higher power than our, we'll get into all that stuff. All right, so first thing is kind of the why behind things. I'm going to go through the basis of things, of the different positions. Please ask questions, please talk. How you doing? Doing good? Yeah. Is the refresher kicked in yet? Nope, no. You need to drink a little bit more of that. Buckle up, because I'm just getting started. So this is kind of talking about the why, and I'd love to go back and forth about it. We're going to go through each position. We'll start with the live stream pieces. What is NDI? A little bit later, we'll go through what is ProPresenter. This can be really scary when you first see it, but once you understand why we're doing it, it's like, oh, that makes sense. Great. Then later today, what I'm really excited about is we'll have the band set up on stage, and we're going to go through a mock service where literally I'll be in the middle probably yelling or something. All right, everybody, stop. What are you thinking up there? Okay, up here, good. Are you guys communicating? And it'll be a lot of screaming, and it'll be a lot of fun, and like a big family. So,
yeah, just like
Say again?
Unconventional.
Yeah, that's pretty much my definition, unconventional. How's everybody doing, though? Seeing what we're doing today? Seeing why we're doing it? Why are we here? Yeah. Why are we here? Okay, good. You're here for the snack. Good. Dave, why are we here?
I'm here for the snacks, too.
Okay, the large thing is about the snack. So hey, where are the snacks, by the way?
In the cafe conference room, and we've got water bottles that are flavored. Okay, we're bougie here. Flavored water bottles. I think
Got
there's like
chips,
berry
sandwich stuff, and
crap.
cookies.
Yeah, the sandwich stuff isn't coming out until later, and the cookies aren't coming out until later, but we have chips.
So to give you guys a carrot, we're gonna go through this stuff, and then we'll. Nobody? I'll give you a cookie.
That's the language of this.
You know what I absolutely love is how you just talk to me like a friend. That's awesome. You're like, Ben, nobody likes cookies, Ben. We've been over this 100 times in the past 5 minutes of our relationship. All right.
Sorry, Ben, I know that was
Ooh.
Too much, too low.
You're talking about my people. We've been oppressed by the sun.
my sister is one of them.
All right, guys. So first and foremost, I'm actually going to shut this off real quick. Who all here is learning specifically? I mean, is everybody learning all the pieces? Who is interested in? I like your attitude. Dang right, Barberton. You should wear Barberton with pride, by the way. It's an attitude. It's good.
I believe you two ladies were interested in live stream stuff.
Perfect. You two in the front. Thumbs up.
I'm with Dust's hand, so the pieces that kind of
Not sure what
fall
that
on the
means.
floor, I
Like
hope
the
to catch
leftovers.
some pieces that maybe somebody might forget down the road.
Awesome. The main thing with all this stuff, guys, is not setting it up so it's perfect and then you don't touch it. Can I tell you a little story about a really cool guy? So my grandfather is a concert pianist. He's traveled around the entire world. He's actually played at this church before, which is really kind of funny. Lauren Matthews is his name. He's a gospel pianist. Say again?
He's played here quite a few times.
Yeah, I'm positive he has. My grandma used to do all the bookings. It was really funny. Great dude. But does anybody remember Lynn Teens? You guys probably wouldn't remember Lynn Teens, would you? Lynn Teens was like the Guitar Center of the 90s, except there wasn't Guitar Centers, it was Lynn Teens. And that was the only place he went. But he went down there and he got a new module that would give him more sounds with strings and stuff like that. And he went up to the tech guy and was just like, dude, I don't know how to use this at all. Like, I'm a pianist kind of thing. And he gave him like the biggest wisdom that I want to give you today. Don't be afraid to push buttons. In fact, by all means, I'm encouraging you to push buttons and screw this up.
I'm a Mac user for that reason. No viruses.
No viruses. Well, not no, but they're hard. They're hard to get.
They're very hard to get.
They only affect like 2% of computers anyway.
Well, then you gotta think how many usually
And
not
like 90.
So, hey, Dustpan, you kind of got us off track there, but it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. Don't be afraid to push buttons, because what'll happen is, guys, is stuff inevitably is going to go wrong. And the thing that we want to do today is train you to be to be constantly working at it. And so this is a phrase that I got checked off by Beth, is ask forgiveness rather than permission. You get a bunch done that way. So if you get to the spot you're like, I don't know if I should do this, remember this face. I'm sorry. Do it. Just try it.
Just do it, Nike.
Just try it. I'm serious. Because if you sit there and say, oh, I'm afraid I'm going to screw this up, I'm going to screw this up, I'm going to screw this up, you're never going to learn it. And then you won't know how to fix it. Making sense? Cool. All right. So, Barbara Tucky, come on down here, buddy. All right, first thing we're going to do is go over, actually, not that I don't think you know how to turn on a computer, but by all means, I want you to turn on this system. So this right here was actually created by David, which is awesome. He created the own PC because if we went with the Mac version, it was going to be about 3 to 4 times as much. Thank you, David. All right.
34 or 34? Because either of those are reasonable.
It's probably true. It's probably true. So this thing is this thing is supercharged, and the reason why we do that is because we have HD video coming into this and HD video going out. We actually tried it on this old Mac, and let's just say it was painful. So have you ever done this before?
I mean, not this nice of a sit.
Okay, so how do you does anybody know how to turn this computer on?
Well, there's a button on the side of it.
All right, go ahead.
Do it.
Don't be afraid to, you know.
Press buttons.
It's right underneath the USBs.
Whoa, David, hold on, man. This is a discovery process.
It's true, but it's also very hidden.
It is. It's
Yeah, baby, there you go. Good job.
camouflaged.
All right, so when this computer first gets going, it'll bring you into a login just like all computers. Romans 12.1. I don't know if everybody's supposed to know this password, but now you do. Capital R, Romans 12.1. Great verse.
Do not be conformed to the things of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind.
You get a gold star. You get a Bible star.
I hope so. Trying to become one.
And then there's
12 period 1.
period 1.
Good job. All right, so when you first come into this screen, guys, a couple things might open up. Go ahead and shut those off if you could. And then shut that off because that'll come up every so and so too.
Well, this is an update.
Yeah, don't do it right now.
Remind me later.
Why do it now when you can do it later? Hit that. Here to inspire. All right, so this right here, guys, is our super helpful shortcut piece, and we put nice little links on it, which will show you how to do that because we can customize this.
Come on, get personal, Chris.
Yeah. Give me here, Chris. You're one letter away from my Lord. All right. What do you say? What do you say to something like
I
that?
thought I was the only one like me. So.
No.
Listen, everybody, when they hear our last name, they're like, Christ?
Yeah,
Like, nope, it's Christ. Christ? Nope.
Nope.
That's sacrilegious? Nope.
All right, so a couple different buttons here, and all this is actually everything that you need to make the live stream happen. So first and foremost is OBS. Go ahead, my friend. Oh no, hold on. Let's give. No. No, you go ahead. Go ahead and hit
said
the
OBS,
OBS,
not
baby.
IBS,
You
right?
just push my button. All right, good job.
All right, I just didn't want to activate IBS.
Good. This right, OBS is called Open Broadcast Software. Literally, video gamers rule the world at this point because this right here would have cost thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars 10 years ago, but they make it open source, so everybody uses it. And then I'm like, good job, gamers. All right, so you guys understand when you first come in how to turn everything else on. We already have this computer on. Does everyone know where all the on switches are? Okay, let me go through that real quick because I was confused. I was confused as well. All these switches need turned on. If there's one button that you don't play with during the service, it would be the power button. Cool? So these turn on, and then I think there's one right over there.
That's the one that kids, when they go up and lean over the balcony, like.
Yep, it's good. You're like, that's what you call discipleship right there. All right, so OBS is on, this computer's on. We'll go over this piece and how it's coming through later. But this right here, if you're familiar with a soundboard, it's the same thing except it's just in a computer. It's a video soundboard, if you will. Make sense? So, you want to hit a button? All right. So come over here, and I want you to hit the NDI. Now, could you Google NDI real quick? You got your phone with you? I don't remember what it stands for, so I'm going to have you look it up. Go ahead. Did you hit it? Hold on. Can you hit it one more time? Okay, good. Go and take a seat. Good job. Very good job. Very good job. You're an inspiration to us all. We actually had this set up this way. You can set it up however you want to technically, but it's helpful to have, these are the two different angles. Let me know when you got that definition over there.
National Democratic
Don't use words like that.
Brother?
I feel triggered right now.
That might be the wrong NDI. What's the actual NDI?
network device interface.
Okay, so what they did literally recently, and if you know IT stuff, it's okay if you don't. I don't know IT stuff. I'm a video guy / creative. It doesn't make sense to me. So we spent a lot of time working on this. Basically, these cameras can run through the same kind of internet cable that your internet runs through, and we can control them. That's what NDI is. Questions on the National Democratic? Yes.
Again, we don't spy on the street.
Just two. So technically, we have three sources, which is might be a little confusing, but we have one camera that's down here. Yep.
Right in the middle of over the door.
Right over the door. It's actually eye level with the pastor.
I thought it was like a baseball field. I thought we had home plate first and third.
Sports.
We just don't have one on third.
Second. Far on the back.
I was thinking this is home.
From the behind and like.
It really is all about where you define home.
Sorry.
I guess we should have figured out where it's home.
2 o'clock and 2 o'clock. Thank you.
What I love about sports analogies is I don't know anything about sports at the end of the day, and I work with a football coach, and sometimes he's like, oh man, it's just like the wide receiver, and I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Okay, so one camera's here. This is what we call our center cam, because it's in the center. Then we have our one on the far right that's actually put into one of those beams, and that gives a side angle. Real quick, kind of philosophy of video. The main thing that you want to do with video, no matter where you're watching video, I guess unless you have a VR helmet, we're not that crazy around here, so everything's on a screen, a 2D screen. So video, when it comes to lighting, when it comes to setting everything up, is you want to give the illusion of depth, because you don't want something to look like they're flat. So that's why even where we have this at, he's talking, you can see that it's a little blurry behind there, a little blurry behind there. These cameras are completely controllable, and this is going to be a fun part, and we'll have everybody go through and touch the buttons because it'll be fun. So you want to? All right, good. All right, go and take the mouse then. And these NDI, you can also, instead of using this, it's also on the desktop. You just open up that. But the two different views are the two different cameras that automatically come up. And we'll go through in just a second if that doesn't happen. So go ahead and go over to this little thing and just move it around. Don't be afraid, like real big sweeping moves. You could literally zoom in on Mildred's hymnal.
There it is. There's Mildred's hymnal.
You were almost at the floor. Yeah, the door.
Good. So PTZ stands for pan, tilt, and zoom. And it's this idea, you look at them, they look like little, like gun turrets.
Now you're
Bec-
speaking my language.
I figure you weren't NDI.
Merck, Texas,
Mer-
Texas, America.
There's so many places to go from there. Oh, turrets.
Not
Thank
Tourette's, turrets.
Turrets. Yes. This right here, go all the way out. This is actually zoom.
Oh, Zoom.
Yeah, try taking it all the way until you can start seeing stuff. Oh, now you're focusing. That's okay. Take this.
Oh, this one.
Yep. Pull it down. It should be zooming. I don't know where you went.
Where you're looking at.
Okay, here's the crazy part. So he just did that. Click on that for a second up there. There you go. And then we're gonna bring this around.
Oh, that's cool.
So if you feel like you screwed anything up, guess what? We have a button for that. So this right here is an A/B button, and what it is you can actually set up. Go ahead and if you bring that mouse over there, good job. You can actually have presets for all of these, and it's as easy as you set it up. You hit store, and let's try this on like number 7. You can't do the same one. You got to do something crazy. Like go over to that piano for a second or something. There you go, buddy.
Like you want to get a shot of the person playing the piano, like your grandpa.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like my grandpa.
like
Store, and then I think you might have to hit 7 again. I think. Yeah. So then try going over to 2 real quick,
oh, that's cool.
and then go back to
See that?
7.
And then you go to 7.
One of the
I think right now we have 1, 2, and 3 saved.
perfect, but overall, guys,
Oh, ooh. 1, 2, 2, and then
pushing buttons, baby. You don't need me. This is awesome.
That's
3,
is weird.
those ones I set up. 1 is for when Dave is in front of the
yeah,
Down below.
Yeah.
down
One
below.
is announcements, I think.
Yep.
The 2 ones, if you can generally not change, is 1 and 2. Use 3 through.
Is the transition speed controlled?
It's as fast as possible. The point of having two camera angles.
Screwed up button, not a let's go to the next angle button.
It's
do it though. There's a lot of times where I'll be transitioning. It'll be from down, and then Dave will just go up to stage. So I'm like, all right, push the button. It just
Which-
right out of space.
what this button is right here, guys, is all it is saying 1 and 2. So technically,
Ones are stored in there right now.
if you hit 2 on the keyboard
Oh, that's cool.
and 1 on here, 3 on there, you could use this, but this was a helpful way to go between 1 and 2, because we know those 2 generally
Can we set up
happen.
the other one for the side angle since we have one button left?
Yep.
Like, so, right this
Oh,
just
over
like
here?
Yeah,
Yeah. We could,
we'll move it around.
or go ahead and select that window. And as soon as you do that, you're now controlling this camera's 1
Oh, really?
and 2.
Oh, that's cool.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Each of them have their own 9 videos.
Yeah. And legitimately, I would say 1 and 2 don't mess with. Every weekend, set up a new 3 through 9. Because you're going to have a different team, different things that are going on. There's going to be this kind of desire to say, oh, let's just leave it. Leave 1 and 2, yes, because we know those things are generally going to happen. But like, let's go ahead and go through. So you come on up. Come on up. Yeah, you in the front row with the face. Come on. Thank you, Barberton. Can we all just thank Barberton so much for all that they've brought to our society?
Chicken back.
Oh, such good chicken. Here you go, bro.
Any water?
I'll take one flavor.
Still dehydrating myself.
Bring up a bunch of stuff, man, if that's cool. I don't know if you guys are no eating in the sanctuary kind of folk, but
It's only a sanctuary from 10:30 to
no smoking, no chewing. Okay. All right, so go ahead and try this for a second. Let's say, for instance, let's set up a situation where, because right now we have those 2, you guys kind of saw those 2 angles. Name something else on the stage that the camera should be in on.
Pumpkins.
Yes.
the centerpiece.
So we need pumpkins in the centerpiece.
I would say Knucklehead and Split puts it on the monitor.
What's that?
So so we're looking for pumpkins.
Action shots.
Yep. Which
Single click. Okay.
Yep. Ooh, man, you got big there. It's good. All right, try zooming in.
If
Real.
somebody falls asleep in the audience, we can specifically call them out by zooming in on them.
Have a little message at the bottom that says, "Please call Mildred." All right.
lag is slower if you leave your finger on the button. If you go to a zoom and let it off, it'll zoom faster. So it takes the command faster for some reason. If you leave your finger on the button, there's a slight more delay, just FYI.
Cool. Generally speaking, what I suggest when it comes to setting angles is be on the other angle when you're moving the other camera.
And the beam.
Yep, beam. Okay.
Alright, so we can't get a shooter if they come in.
Well, you could
It's okay, because usually if that would happen, we'd probably cut the video anyways.
I would want to
Oh.
record it.
Well, yeah.
It's right.
Capture faces.
NDI, man, you know. I just love that you said National Democrat. Oh, it makes my heart happy. Try storing something, and I want you to get as close as you can with the side angle onto the pumpkin thankfulness thing.
Okay. The one on the upper back or the altar?
The altar.
Okay.
So one of the things, guys, and this was something that I was texting David and Beth about, you're gonna, at first you're gonna be like, okay, we're gonna keep it wide and it's gonna be good. You gotta think about who's watching this. At the end of the day, you wanna be as close as you can. It's gonna feel a little uncomfortable at first. And I'm not saying like, see his pimples or something like that.
If you could, that'd be great.
But let's see how close we can actually get to that thankful. How close can we get? And it'll stop when.
Ooh, that's actually good. Like beginning and the beginning, like.
Hey, now you're talking.
Countdown going.
Guys, these can get obnoxiously close. And the thing that you got to realize is in camera work, this is like the most basic thing of camera work. Do you guys ever watch Blue's Clues?
Try not to.
Great show.
Great.
I disagree with you, but it's okay.
Great show. Steve kind of dudded out near the end. That's okay. But when he goes up to the camera real close and then goes really far away, that's what you want the two angles to be.
I had Grover for that.
I had Wings World. Question.
Yes, you in the front.
So now when people are watching this, which video camera will they see? The one that you click
So
on?
that's controlled in OBS.
Okay.
So once again, if you think of this like streams, if you will, of water, rivers are coming in here from that camera, rivers coming in from that camera, they come into here, rivers are coming in from the iMac with the Pro Presenter thing, and then you're switching between them on those scenes. We'll get to that, but I want everybody to kind of play with this first. So good job, my friend, good job. Yes, you're an inspiration. Who's next? All right, go ahead and set up a preset on 3 on one of those.
I'm really contemplating just throwing my shoe down there and being like, find my shoe.
Fun. Actually, if I knew my feet didn't stink, I'd throw it. Thank you for the water, Beth. Make up a rap about your day. Maybe later. We're not that far into training yet.
Also, the later you get into the day, the more you can rap about.
It's true.
I'm just thinking of like if we were to ever set up some, guitar player.
What if we put a shot on the top part up there with the, like up near the baptismal? Like
The
just a
pumpkins
shot.
up above.
Yeah.
Under
You might
giant-
have to use the other
Yeah.
You can
camera.
zoom in on the
Under
right
giant
and
Jesus'
slide up.
feet.
That's a zoom, I think. Is that?
But just like setting up like almost like
The reference point.
key points during it. This is something that you want to be doing while the band's practicing. So then, like,
I'm in the band.
oh, good.
Here.
Both and. So then you can, but there actually needs to be
I'm trying to get backstage.
there needs to be an interaction between those two, and it sometimes can be like, oh, they're performing or something. No, these guys can't see themselves. They need help, a lot of help.
So when people are watching the stream, do they see what's happening on the slides and what's happening on
We're gonna get into that with OBS. What you see on OBS is what everybody else sees.
And because you're trying to create that three-dimensional feel, you don't always want to change the key focus of the camera.
Trying to track in on where you're using. So there's Jeff, and then you.
You gonna cut my head off?
So like you never really want to be like.
This is why it's going to be really important to have the band here later, because this is all conceptual until they're here.
So am I not supposed to show up until later?
I actually don't know. I'm very glad you're here, though.
I hit number 1 and it's stuck here.
Which, are you on this
I'm
one
on
or
this
this
screen.
one?
I must have accidentally stored it on 1.
That's okay.
So I need to.
Let's see what 2 was real quick. See what that guy is.
Those little things like that are.
All right, so 2 is here. 1 was on the 4.
Think about it.
So,
Yeah, okay.
yep,
So yeah, I messed it up. All right,
that's okay.
let's fix it.
So right now, guys, he hit a button he shouldn't have, which is fine, like we talked about. So he actually rewrote over number 1 on accident, which is good. Good example. Very good job doing that on purpose to teach
Yes,
everyone.
I just wanted to show you all how you can mess this up. All right, so
Didn't you hit 1 in store again, I think?
Store and then 1.
And
Yep.
then you hit 1 again.
Yeah. I don't know how many 1s you hit, but yeah. And then go back to 1. Bam. Generally speaking, guys, just because of these actually do have really good autofocus, we'll keep it on autofocus. If you notice, go ahead and go over here. AF, go and,
Does not mean what you think it means.
what does AF mean?
all right, so I clicked
We'll talk later.
Autofocus.
You might want to delete this part.
Yeah, I don't understand what that means. Oh.
Artificial fracking. All right.
Okay.
I used to learn at the DNI.
All right, you want to give it a try, bud?
Yeah. I don't know how it's artificial, but you know.
Sorry, bro.
I thought I was invited. You guys just like spread food out.
You know what? You're the one who's a princess with all your backpacking crap.
I have 1 backpack.
While you're playing with that, after everybody gets a little minute playing with this,
Can we argue that?
we're gonna go over to OBS. One of the biggest needs, guys, right now. David has been incredible, just in general and existing, but he
I try to exist.
made the computer, helped set all this stuff up. But as of today, he's really the only one that knows how to use it. That's here at the church, and so
We need an insurance policy on you.
October 1st, David's going down to once a month. So the oh crap, it's my turn is right now. So we need you once a month, twice a month. Once a month is helpful for everybody. Twice a month can get to a good spot for people because you feel like you can start building on it, which is good. And once you get the hang of it, it's not that big of a deal. It actually is kind of fun.
I don't like
Nice.
something else. Another time of the month, either board or this.
Awesome. Okay.
All right, I'm going to throw you a little bit under the bus for a second. Let me screw something up for you real quick.
Right. Okay.
All right. So if you ever come to the computer and you see this, you're like, oh shoot, no, everything's gone. Crap. Like sometimes, and this is gonna make you kind of afraid of this, and it's okay, is NDI just like your networking at work and at home will just randomly do stuff. You'll come in and it's not working the same way.
We're blaming that on the gremlins.
Yeah, we
Worship gremlins.
we set this up really well, came in the next day and something happened. And we couldn't find one of the cameras. It was so annoying. So, a couple things to go through. One, first place to check if you could. Under the NDI monitor, there should be these little hamburger looking thing up here. There you go. And what these are what channel you're seeing. So we got NDI, HX, these are the 2 cameras. So technically you could have both these on the same one. You wouldn't really want that, but let's go and put the center cam back up. And let's just say, for all intents and purposes, that stayed black. Oh shoot, there's no camera. Ah, craziness. All right, I want you to come down to the start menu. And what I'm showing you here is what problem solving is okay, check this, check this, check this, check this. And then once you go through that checklist and you're like, oh crap, there's nothing, then you go get Beth.
We need that on paper. I
But
think
you
it'd be
go
good to have
through
that
checklist.
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah.
Yes.
You guys are gonna put this on paper.
All right, real quick, go ahead and go down. There should be an NDI folder. WNO, yep, NDI 4 tools. And then there's one that's called, not introduction, not license, scan converter, no, studio monitor, no. I think it was access manager. Hit yes. Awesome. So this is kind of the guts for this stuff. The hope is that you never have to do this. But this right here is how you actually define where NDI pieces are.
Just say again where you found that.
So under the start menu, you go to NDI Tools 4. Under that is Access Manager. And if you go to these, I think it's remote sources. Good. So these are actually the IP addresses for each one of those. And what you'll, let's just say it was going crazy, go and hit edit. Wow. Oh yeah, hey, look at that guy. All right, and so one of the things to do, the kind of troubleshooting on this, is either go in and edit or go and cancel that. We'll have these on the sheet of paper, and you might have to re-add the camera. That's okay. You're just putting it back. That's how you fix problems. Now, generally speaking, this probably won't happen, but this is the, oh crap, something's wrong. Beth's up there saying we got 5 minutes before service. Go through this checklist. Making sense?
Yeah, but the last part, Carson Barberton's, we had to lock the screen. So what happens after
Barberton,
you hit
come on.
edit?
So go ahead and hit new. Actually, go ahead and hit new real quick.
Edit and then
It's okay. It's okay.
cancel?
Hit new.
Well, so those ones specifically, since he wasn't editing anything, he just canceled it. That would just be where the window is for like the IP address, the name, and everything. So sometimes it just.
So who here would know what to change the IP address to?
It's going to be on the sheet that these guys are putting together.
Yeah, we just need to make that sheet.
Write the code, if you will.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you're basically at that point re-adding the camera.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask because the center cam has a very high IP address, and I'm just wondering if these are static or if
They're static.
DHCP. Okay.
We specifically made it because they were dynamic and they kept changing, so we eventually went into it, and that was one of the things we were.
These nerds are talking. Sweet. Go and hit cancel. Great job, guys. Can we give it up for Summit? Oh, Summit Racing over here. Yeah.
Grease monkey!
Are you a grease monkey?
Auto technician.
Be honest with me.
Oh, come on now.
It's auto
Jan.
technician.
Is that like calling you guys code monkeys?
That's like janitors, you know. No, I'm just kidding.
All right, let's go and switch out. Did you get to do anything yet? All right, sweet. Get a good sip of that, and great job, buddy. All right, guys, go and hit this and cancel that out. So that is going to be on the sheet what the IP addresses are. You can go through those, reset those up, and then once you reset those up, hit that little hamburger. They will show up on here as HDX. Those cameras making sense?
Do you know which one's which?
With the IP addresses.
Yeah, like there's two cameras with the two names that are right there. Which one's which?
Well, one says center cam, so that's
Oh,
you.
it says it? Okay,
Yeah.
I couldn't see that.
The one that was longer was center.
Yeah, you have center cam
Side.
and then side. NDI side technically, but
Center cam. That's what
center
it's
cam.
termed.
Try real quick just to go back. Go and set a preset for preset number 7, and if you could go into Jesus' face.
So it's the best step to click
I want you
7
as
first.
okay. This right here would be great opening shot, but I want you to
we have
get
enough zoom
I
for
want you to get right in there as close as possible.
That is a really good shot.
And as you guys all know, Jesus was an Aryan white man.